Okay, folks, welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. We're going to continue our quest to automate green science cubes, or green matrix, or gravity matrix, whatever we want to call it. We are collecting a handy amount of Casimir, or no, sorry, these are not Casimir crystals. These are optical grating crystals right now. And we decided that we might want to set up a line for the other resource that's on this planet. Oh, man, I still haven't fixed that issue with the mod. All right, we'll have to figure this out. I don't know why this is saying unknown rare signal, because we are clearly here and we have universe exploration 1, so this shouldn't be an issue. We have our optical grating crystals there, and we want to potentially run some of this kimberlite ore vein as well. I think that's the only one on this planet, if that looks correct. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're gonna head down there, run that just in case we need it, and then we'll be back. So it'll be nice to kind of just have an ongoing storage of those on this planet. We are gonna have to run some power through here, but I don't think that'll be too much of an issue. Wow, this is really funky looking. Look at that, interesting. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing here. We're just gonna back this up, then rotate. Let's see how many of these we can feasibly fit in. Trying to like nest them around each other here. There we go. Okay. That'll end up being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. So I think we'll run a line maybe right over here. Run this right out. Let's get this set up. Okay. I think we did leave some space open. I forget, everything always gets dicey once you get closer to the poles, but I think we'll be okay. Looks like we can just keep breaking left here. And we're okay with just kind of building this out. We'll catch it up on the way back too, so I'm not super worried about it. There we go. We finally had to juke over a little bit. Okay, perfect. Build all these guys here. Okay, great. So now we can head back and make sure. We might want to connect up our power grid, just kind of by how we put down our windmills here. So we'll see if that's an option once we get a little bit closer to the other mining camp that we have over here. So we'll see. All right, if we fly over here, how close do we have to be? We can just kind of run them along here, I think. So that way they can all share power. And it'll let them load balance a little bit better, I think, than were we to kind of keep each a little bit independent from an electricity perspective. It's a little bit annoying to put these down before we put down the supply lines, so we may want to go back and change this a little bit once we do have more. Oh, interesting. Okay, there we go. All right, let's power draw here. 11 set. Okay, not bad at all. All right, and then we're going to combine, let's see, these three, these three, these three. I think that'll work, right? So let's go there, here, and here. Ooh, lack of item. Never want to see that. I guess we're going up to MK2s. Not a problem. We'll go. Actually, here, 1 second. Let's take this one around back. It'll make life a little bit easier. So we can go in here. This can go right along here. Then we'll upgrade that line right there, just so it's a little bit faster. All right. This is really the easier part here. Once we get most of the infrastructure set up, this one will go around. And hopefully these will be far enough apart that they're not really going to mess with each other too much. We'll see how this goes. Actually, we might not even have to upgrade this right now. Oh, figures, right? There you go, bud. Alright, let's go over and get all these. should be all set. And we'll see. I don't know if we'll actually end up using that too much. I mean, it's nice to have it, I guess. And, you know, if our diamond needs really increase, then it'll be good to have that. But we have a ton of graphite, too, so I don't see this as being quite the advantage that the optical grading crystals are. We'll just kind of have to see how it shakes out, I think, honestly. Oh, yes. Okay, huge tip. Man, I wish maybe there is a mod to fix that, but huge issue. If you're not paying attention, I think we noticed this last episode, too. When you run a line into a T connection with another line, if you're running an MK2 line, it will change that tip to MK2 as well. That's going to slow down all of your production lines through here, so be really careful if you do that to go back and upgrade those lines. So now you can see we have MK3 connections at the end of each of these. This whole strip is MK2, but it doesn't really matter that much. So just keep that in mind as something that you want to be mindful of. And I'm going to upgrade. It looks like for some reason this line is going a little bit faster. There we go. Okay, so not really the end of the world. I mean, we have enough of either of these belt types that it's not going to be an issue. So cool. All right, everything looks like it's flowing pretty smoothly. So this is one area where you'll see this individual one, insufficient power supply, covers 6 veins. So it's outputting 240 a minute versus 80 a minute. So I don't actually know if what I'm doing is going to make it any faster, I'll be honest with you. So we might have to be a little bit, do a little bit of research if we need to be able to understand if we're actually saving any time or energy. Okay, we are going to head back to our interstellar logistics station, make sure that everything's loading up nicely. And then I think we're going to return to our home base and start using some of these raw materials here. Awesome, everything's loading up. I think we're in a good spot. I'm going to take a quick break here. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, if you're looking to fast forward through this part, I am back. That'll be a nice game pause to showcase that we're back to doing something here. And we are just kind of letting our resources accumulate here, getting a lot of our precursor material here. And now we're going to head back. All right, let's mark our new home planet here. Not our new home planet, I guess it's always been our home system. Alchiba. Boom. All right, this is going to be kind of a pain to come. You know what we could do? I mean, I don't think it would be a bad idea to hook up our current electrical grid to our interstellar logistics system, just in case, on the offhand chance we ever appreciate having it connected, you know? Because we already have a significant amount of these resources built up, so it's not going to be the end of the world if our resource collection slows down a little bit while we power up the station for the first time. But if for some reason we do want to come back here and increase this station's capabilities, it'll be nice to have it already charged up. I don't know, is that, yeah, whoops. Whoopsies. Get everything connected up. There's a little bit of momentum when you're flying that you don't have when you're walking, obviously. You gotta get used to building on that. There we go. If anyone has idea what mod it is that's messing with my interstellar discovery too, please let me know. I'm gonna have to go through and do a mod check, I think, over the next day or so, so we can find out what's going on. Because for some reason, there we go. Okay, so yeah, it obviously doesn't have enough power. I mean, that's just absurd, right? But yeah, so for some reason, I am not having my universe exploration recognized by the game. So I'm gonna have to figure that out in a little bit. But for now, I think we are just going to peace. All right. Goodbye, planet. We are heading back to Alchiba. There we go. And we want to increase our speed as quickly as possible. You can actually still hold down shift while you're in warp speed to increase your speed as quickly as you want. Or as quickly as you can, I guess I should say, rather. We are heading back. Awesome. So once we get back, we are going to be able to easily mass produce these Casimir crystals with our excess hydrogen. And that will let us move into our plane filter. So we're just going to need to set up some titanium glass alongside some of our Casimir crystal production, and we should be in a good spot. Okay, Alchiba 4. Welcome home. This is really not that far away at all. We would have closed that gap pretty quickly. Ah, good to be back. Wow, that is a bright galaxy over there. Bright sun, bright star. All right. We still have, do we still have the, yeah, we still have this orbital collector. I wonder if there's anything, it literally just says unknown. I mean, again, I know that that's not true, but I don't know what actually is on it. So one of these days we'll find out, I suppose. We could always just get up real close and put our gas giant collector on it and just see what it is. Can't hurt, right? We're almost there anyways. You have to build those on the equator. Fun fact, just be mindful of that. If you are in a position where you are building a lot of gas, what is this, orbital collectors? Yeah, orbital collectors. You do have to be pretty close, so just know that going into it. Actually, you have to be exactly on the equator, now that I say that. Okay. So I think we're okay on this. Let's pull this guy out, see how far away we are. There, okay, we were really close. Awesome. Let's just drop it right there. See what we are collecting.
You have built an orbital collector,
fire, ice,
which
and
can collect
hydrogen.
the resources of this gas giant automatically. The logistics vessel will come to pick up the cargo as long as you set these resources as interstellar demand at other sites. Furthermore, to maintain the collector working, the collected resources will be transferred to energy in the first place.
We get it. All right, where is Alchiba 4? Because we were really close. There we go. What up, Alchiba 4? Just kind of pressing spacebar here to hop up a little. It kind of helps you push out of the gravity of whatever celestial body you are orbiting. I know that's something that tripped me up when I first started playing the games. It felt like I kept getting, my nose pulled down, essentially, right? If you think about the the mech as a plane almost. Felt like I was getting the nose pulled down on the plane. And so I believe that's what's happening at that point, is you just have to press space to actually push yourself up. Okay, looks like we are totally out of our unipolar magnets. It's because we are totally out of our space warpers right there. So that's a pretty logical thing to expect to have happen. However, I think that that's okay. We don't have any more storage of our, what the heck are those things called again? Our particle containers. But what I do think we have now is a bunch of, where did I actually put our factory for our strange matter? Whoopsies. It's somewhere around here. Wherever that factory is, we have plenty of it, so I'm not super worried about it. Okay, so now we have to figure out where we want to bring down our Casimir crystals to start working on our Casimir crystal production. Sorry, man, we want to bring down our orbital optical grading crystals. Wow, I'm just going to struggle with this, aren't I? Optical grading crystals has to be near our graphene and our hydrogen. So, our hydrogen is over here, and our graphene is stored up here. Obviously, we got a ton of graphene, so I'm not super worried about it. Is there nothing in this right now? Interesting. There we go. What was being held in that? Oh, that's why. I see. Well, if there's nothing in there, then let's just get rid of it. Okay, cool. And is that maxed out storage for that? Let's double check. I bet it is, but we can double check. Yeah, cool. No worries. All right, so that's over there. I don't think there's any hydrogen in there. Is there? No. But if we go down here, deuterium there. Oh, that's where our strange, oh no, that's our deuteron fuel rods. We have our strange matter over here. Oh man, we have over 1,000 graviton lenses. Ugh, okay. I don't love to do this, but let's take out maybe like 200 roughly. And let's make ourselves some warpers. And I know I said I wasn't going to do this, so let's, here, we'll make like 150 of them, maybe. Oh, 1 second, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. We're going to start making these just in case. There we go. Yeah, it's going to take forever anyways. Okay, so I didn't want to use up our graviton lenses, and hopefully we're not using up too many of them, right? But we are now making some more space warpers, which I think will be helpful. We can throw back into that station if we need to. Now, however, I think the bigger question is, we have all of this hydrogen over here. This is all deuterium, right? Yeah, man, we have so much deuterium that I feel like we went from 0 to 100 on that. It's kind of crazy. Yep, fully stashed. Nice. Okay, so let's figure out a way to divert some of our hydrogen. Well, actually, hold up. We have hydrogen stored here. I wonder, problem is we're just kind of running out of space. Maybe we just kind of start fresh somewhere. What do we need to make these? Hydrogen, graphene, and the optical grading crystals. So we're going to need a planetary, or sorry, an interstellar logistics station rather, to tackle this anyways. So in terms of our strange matter, let's go throw some of our warpers in our orbital, interstellar rather. Jeez, hold up. There's no oil in that at all. Interesting. No refined oil in that. What is being made there? It's still making. Why are you doing that? We don't need to be making any more of that. Okay, and that's being used to make those guys. That's going over here. So we are pulling this out for something interesting. All right, so let's see. I don't think this oil is going to start to bunch up here. It's clearly being used over here as well for all of our plastic. All right, so let's see if there's any way that we can increase some of our oil production that's going in here. We do still have, I mean, these tanks are so big. What's going on here? Is it because this is too short or too slow here? Can I get in there and upgrade this? How can I? Oh, come on. Oh, that's a bear. Okay. There we go. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So I think that'll help. And that line is totally clogged because all of these are running. Generation capacity, awesome. Don't have to worry about it. I think there's probably a better way to be doing this, but, you know, not the end of the world. All right, and then all that hydrogen is flowing down there as opposed to over there. Okay. You know, what we could do is always just run a back pipeline through this, over this graphene. What is that? Is that excited graphite? Energetic graphite, whatever it is. Just run a back pipeline through here to make sure that we keep that stocked up. I think that's probably smart. Just run a line right out here. Come on. This is not going to be the most elegant construction, but it will work. That's more what I'm interested in. Pull that back. Run this back down. Actually, here. Pull back one more. There we go. Run this just right in. Cool. So now we'll replenish that hydrogen if we need to. Because I don't know how quickly that will replenish. But now we can shift it from here into just kind of a new space. And we are going to have to... Oh, we were going back to make sure that we can still make our particle containers. This is fixing the oil issue, so that's good to see. Particle containers, I think... I have no idea where we put those. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we need to give this some space warpers. Boom. Oops. Set it down. Set the rest of them in. There we go. So now we're going to go get a ton more of those guys. And we should be in a good spot. I probably should have brought some of those crystals back with me. But you know what? Did not think of it at the time. All right. So what we're looking for is going to be to just get a few more of these particle containers here. And it's going to take a second or two. So we can go scouting some locations. I mean, are we still even making these? Just incredibly, incredibly slowly is kind of what this looks like to me. Because we are using... What is going on here? This just seems not efficient. Yeah. This is an incredibly efficient way to make silicon, isn't it? And is this not... What if I set this for remote demand? Do we even want to do that? I mean, like, how is our energy production going? Have we, like, maxed out? I should go check that out, to be honest with you. Because I have not really been paying attention to that ever since we set it up. These guys do not look like they're running. They look very dark. Okay, I see they're coming in. Oh, is that them right there? No, it's not, but okay. Well, we'll check that out later. It's clearly not an issue right now. We kind of just didn't do anything with it, so I think it would be worth revisiting that shortly, but we'll have to get there when we get there. Because for now, we want to make sure that we grab some of these particle containers because we do need to make some more of our planetary and interstellar logistics stations. So let me go over and grab a little bit of those titanium alloys, wherever they got off to. Man, this can be... Oh, so this is what's pulling in the oil here, I see, to make more plastic. Oh, the good news is we're totally full up on plastic, so it doesn't really matter how much oil we bring in. Nope. Where is our freaking titanium? It's got to be around here somewhere, right? Man. Ah, there we go. No, that's definitely not it, though. I don't remember where our original titanium is. I guess it doesn't... I thought it was up this way. Scooch out just a little bit. I really thought it was one of these. No? 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 Huh. Oh, over here maybe? Nope. Guess we have a lot of them over here, though. None of those. Nope. What about this one? Nope. Okay. Wow. Well. Yeah, this is where it can get kind of crazy. After we're in the late game here. I know that, like, this tower is not the primary titanium tower, and yet I'm just going to pull some out of here because, you know what? At least I have it. Then we can scooch back over here. This is still... We could still do more with this. I don't know. Maybe we could fill in some space here and do something, because this feels like a missed opportunity. This, just getting more of those. I see. And then, where are our... Awesome. Here. Nope. Take those. You can't have all of them. Okay. So we're going to need 20 of them. Yeah. Nope. Need all those too. Really? Here. Let's just set it to storage for now. Actually, here. I guess this is okay. We want to set it to local storage. So don't get it all stolen. Alright, I'm going to sit down for a second. What else do we need here? We're going to need our titanium ingots and our steel. Neither of those things happen to be in there. There we go. Take some of those out. I don't think we need all those, but you know what? Don't have to worry about it. Grab the rest of these. And I think steel is over this way, right? It's one of these 5 ones. Yeah, 5 OG. Different types of things that we had. Okay, cool. So we can just sit down here and grab some particle containers. We should be good to go. Alright, how many of these? Whoops, I'm just hitting every button except the button I want to hit. There we go. Nice. And now we're just down on our particle containers. Although we are going to run out of our processors pretty soon. It's not really what I wanted to see, but that's okay. Yep, now we're down on those. Okay, good news is we don't need those for this. But we are going to need more particle containers. So we are still stuck here, waiting on particle containers. Good news is we're making them pretty quickly now that we actually have the supply for this. Well, we ran completely out of our unipolar magnets, but the good news is that they do have the warpers they need. So it sounds like we'll be getting there shortly. And we're still making more warpers. So here, let's just actually stop making the rest of those. And then we'll start right on our planetary logistics systems here. Take the rest of these. Awesome. Okay, so we should be getting in pretty good shape here. Able to make what? We have 90 of these, so 4 at least once these are done crafting themselves. Okay, I see. Now we got a bunch more back, so we should be in a good spot. Man, that's really going to eat through warpers, though. That's going to be tricky. I think what we should do once we identify all of the different... You know, actually, we could do that right now. Is don't make these... don't make this the warping station. Just have one station that pulls in all of our off-planet material and run it through that, because this is going to be a pain to have to fill all these different places with warpers. So I think that'll make life a lot easier. Alright, let's build 4 of those. We'll grab the rest of these. 1 more. And we'll have the last 2 come through. Oh, I see we do have the last 2. We ran out of aluminum. Okay. Titanium, not aluminum. That's what was so difficult to find in the first place, wasn't it? We'll probably find it shortly and be like, wow, how did it get all the way over there? Going up. Just back over. See, I feel like this is kind of the area in like the mid to maybe late game where you just start to hit those pretty big walls, especially for, you know, the green cubes. There's just a lot of prep work you got to do. But it's also because you've kind of opened up a lot of the rest of the game at this point in terms of being able to go to different planets and being able to really start having the more resources open up to you. I think is pretty awesome. So Alright, so I think what we want to do next, and let's take a look at our planet map here, is that pole is all occupied. This pole is not, though. And I think what we want to do is actually come right up to this pole, just so we can keep an eye on it. And we're going to set up the one interplanar or interstellar logistics station that we know is going to use warpers because it's going to do all of the warping. And I'm actually going to go back and pull the warpers out of that other station just so we don't ever make that mistake. Here, boom. No more warpers for you. We got them all. You can return, but you can't go anywhere after that. So, all right. The other trick is going to be that I think we only have one spacecraft, so we're going to have to fix that. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Boom. Okay. It's going right there. Beautiful. All right. And then just run a quick line. Boom. That was a little bit too quick because I do not... There we go. That's what I say. It was not connected to anything. Okay. And you get all the warpers. There we go. Oh, whoops. And you need little delivery guys, too. There you go. I'll give you just the one, but we're going to need more. I'm going to go steal them from the other one that we just took the... There we go. Yeah, this one. We're going to take all your little guys here. And do we have any more drones? I think we have some more drones, so I'm not going to make any more right away. Just double check that we don't have any. We don't have any in there. Oh, we actually don't have any. Okay. How hard is it to make some of these guys? We don't have some of that stuff, though. Steel, copper, iron. Okay. Well, we can get all that right here. We already have a fair amount of that, so I'm actually not going to take any more of that. It's probably going to be our iron that we need. And a little bit of copper. There we go. Perfect. Boom. We'll just throw those guys in there once we get there. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. Drop in the rest of these guys. Oops. There you go. Organize that clutter just a little bit. Alright, anywhere else we could steal one or two ships from? You have none. You have like 5, but you're not pulling anything. Wow, that's not true. You are pulling some stuff from off planet. Let's go see if there's another one we could steal from instead. So we have a lot of these interplanetary or interstellar logistics stations, many of which are not actually using their ships. 5 in this one too. Yeah, let's... So they basically just all have 5 in them is kind of what I'm understanding at this point. Yeah, okay. Here, we'll put like... That's not what I wanted to do. Put that down to 3. Or, well, here. There we go. Now it's 3. And then we'll add a few more to this one just because we know it's going to be taking so many more trips. We want to make sure it has enough to be able to do that. There we go. So now, there we go. Full 10. Awesome. All right. We're going to put in this. We want remote demand. Put in this. Remote demand. And unipolar magnets. Remote demand. Awesome. Stock it up. And then we'll just get a ton of them. Love it. This I am actually going to cap at, I think, 2,500 because we just don't need very much of it. So I'm not going to send a ton of ships to go get it. And it has local supply, so we should be good on that. So let's just pop over here. Make sure this is set up. Right now this is set up for remote demand. We're going to want to set it to local demand. Remote doesn't really matter. And we'll cut this down to, I mean, it's going to use all of them. So let's say 5,000 maybe, but I don't think it's a big issue. What are other areas where we're using off-planet goods? Or at least out-of-system goods, I should be saying, rather. I think unipolar magnets are the only ones that we have so far. So it'll just be good to know moving forward what else we have to grab. Okay, so let's find some space. Ooh, nice. Okay, these are going again. So we must have, there we go, grabbed a few more of these guys. What's our production like? Discharging power, 180. Nice. Okay. So I think we have a little bit of space over here if we do some terraforming. We don't have that much. I was going to see if we could fill in this lake. Nope. Okay. And can we not make any more? Not enough stone. Okay. Well, let's just set up a few more of these too, because you're never going to run out of an instance in which you need more. foundation. So let's grab more of that. And then, whoops, that was close. Grab more of this. And just make a ton of foundation. Nope, we want to go up by a lot. There we go. Okay, and then one thing I noticed too is we can deselect our system. There we go. Don't need that on anymore. Okay, so we're doing okay. I think we're in a good spot. We're going to wait for that foundation to finish building, and then I think we can run a line down through here, and we are going to actually, it doesn't have any of the resources that we need. I mean, that's the trick here is let's be smart about this. We need hydrogen. We need graphene rather, and we need our optical graven crystals. So let's find a place that has at least one of those things. That's the trick, right? So that's going to have everything. I don't really want to build right there because I think we want to keep that just kind of like a little bit on its own. This does have the graphene running into it. I wonder if we could run out here actually and fill in this space on the graphene and then do a local in this area to pick up the crystals, the hydrogen, and then the crystal output. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea a lot. Okay. See how much of this we can actually start to fill in. Yeah, it's going to take for freaking ever. All right, we should probably need to build more. Okay. I completely lost my train of thought, to be honest with you. That's okay. We were filling in this space. Oh, that's what it was. We were going to go get some more stone because this is going to take forever. So let's go grab a little bit more stone and just make even more foundation because we are going to need it. Here we go. Let's just, yeah, I mean, grab as much of it as we can hold. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's put some of it back just in case. Okay, and then make more foundation. Boom, love it. Okay, so we're going to be making foundation for the foreseeable future, but that's okay. Hopefully we have enough of everything else that will be in a decent spot. We have at least some of everything else, so we'll take what we can get, right? And I want to just fill, honestly, all of this in, but I think this oil seep, is this even, like, contributing anything? I mean, it's just kind of in the way. I know it's worth keeping here, so I'm not going to get too upset about it, but all right, now let's run this out. This place, there we go. And then how are we going to want to do this? Let's think about this a little bit. I think we're going to kind of want to go along here because, again, we want our nice straight rows. Oh my god, it's killing me. It's killing me. Clearly we should have automated automated that too, right? Well, okay, so let's think about this. What if we put... Oh, we actually don't have any of these. Wow, I didn't even think about that. We made too many of everything else. All right. We get a few processors, which I think we have over here, right? Yeah, we just take like a smaller stack there. And then we do need to get a little bit of strange matter over here too. Boom. Cool. One is really all we need at the moment, so we can do that. Let's go back. It is going to take a few minutes for us to actually get it, but you know what? That's okay. We can still plan around it for now. So I think what we want to do is actually set it up north, like right here, and then run things down, and then run basically we'll run some production lines down and along this line, and then we'll run like multiple groups along the side, I think, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I think that'll work, because we basically want to be able to run this all the way along like that. And then we'll have lines that'll run next to it, like here and here. And then these machines will output onto, well, here, let's just throw one down just so we can see what it would look like. They'll output onto something right here. Actually, there we go. And this will go up and over. Actually, it'll go up and around. There we go. So the only trick is, it doesn't really let us expand. I'm wondering if it makes more sense to actually come down this way, and then we could split them off if we need to. Yeah, I kind of like that better, to be honest. Alright, we just unintentionally picked up a fair amount of graphene, but not the end of the world. Alright, let's see. Alright, well that helped a lot. So, what if we run a line just like right down here? This is going to be our original production line. It's just 3 here, and then it's starting to curve right there. It's going to do it on either side. It's going to do it on either side. Can we pick a straighter segment? No, we can't. All right, well, I think we can work around it. I think it's worth being able to do multiple lines here. And we'll just run this out and through. Run that there. How many do we have? Okay, so we're going to keep going here. Killing me. Alright, and actually let's move this over. I don't know why I built this so close. Let's do something like here. Have this output just coming along here. Goes under there. Okay. So now we're going to go, actually maybe we want to go over here, I think. Not really. I think we can stay under. Okay. Oh, apparently my dog is anxious. I'm going to go grab him and I'll be right back. Okay, the dog has been secured. He wasn't, I mean, he doesn't have any serious anxiety or anything, but he thought we had ditched him. Wanted to make sure he knew that was not the case. Now he can come up here and chill with me. All right. So this is our export line that I think we're going to run here. And the idea would be that we want to, again, okay, awesome. Looking pretty good. Okay, so we're going to line our production machines up along here and then bring a central line down through here. And theoretically, we could split them all up at the top here if we want, so that we can run multiple lines of these machines, is what I'm aiming to do. And let's actually, there we go. So, yeah, this is going to be a little bit tighter than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. There we go. And then this, we're going to boost up and over. Let's see if this works. I do not know. Okay. Gonna give me a hard time, huh? I think. Okay, so we can go at least 2 more. And down. Okay. So now, boom. We'll run down there. This one will run straight through here. This one will run down here. So I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work, I'll be honest. We will figure it out. We may have to kind of come up and around, and this may get real spaghetti-ish. We'll see. I almost want to get rid of this oil production, to be honest with you. We'll see. If it becomes an issue, we can make it work. But all right, the other thing I want to do is make sure that we put one of these in here. So let's actually measure this out on the other side. We're going to put a collection line in here too. This line can just run right in there. This may be a terrible design that we end up regretting immediately, but I hope that's not the case. Throw down some power. We'll just have, yeah, maybe like right up here. Honestly, you could even put it right, yeah. There we go. Put it right in the middle of things. There we go. All right, perfect. And we're almost done with our last transport here. Okay, so put this up, I think like right here. We got space. Is this actually within? Okay, cool. And it's going to get power there. So we will run this. Oh, that's I don't love it when it does that. Is there a better way to? Oh, I see. It's because they're just both running in that direction. Well, let's actually cut this back a little bit. Run this right in there. Over. Over. Cool. So this is going to accept Casimir Crystals, but we also want it to get hydrogen. Demand that, please. We'll start with maybe 2,000, and we need to put some drones in there. There we go. Oh, shoot. Well, hopefully, I forgot about that. This one doesn't have any drones in it. Oh. Okay. That auto save kind of hung for a second. This one doesn't have any drones in it, but it looks like things are still going to collect everything they need. So, not a problem there. We'll put some more warpers in there. Okay. So we're getting this. And what we want to pull out, oh, this is going to be a mess. No, I don't think we want to do that at all. So let's probably be drinking my beverage right now. All right, today we are going with a Sullivan's Brewing Company Irish Gold, but that we will, frankly. I think we're doing okay over here. And this is going to make everything a little bit easier over here. Because I think we're going to want to run, first of all, that line down. And let's just make sure, what is our third thing that we need here is, oh, I see. We don't need a third thing. The third thing is the output. So we're running that down. Graphite through. Our hydrogen. No, what am I talking about? So our third thing is these crystal deals. And we will demand these. We'll also cut it down to about 2,000 just as our start. See how this goes. Okay. So we're just going to run those down through here. Boom. So, yeah, I mean, I don't love this design. There's probably a better way to do this. I just wanted to make sure I could kind of get everything on both edges here. And then I wanted to be able to kind of split it up here too. But I think, yeah, I think this will be a little bit crazy, but I think we can make this work. Because what we might want to do is actually push all this stuff down a little bit. We'll leave that there. But actually, okay. We're going to take a different tack on this. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I pull all that oil out because we don't want it. All right, so I think what we want to do instead is have a bunch of lines that are going along here of these things. So exactly like this, we're going to have it go all along here, and then we can break something off, right? It's kind of like the serial bus idea almost. So we have this coming through, and we're just going to have a ton of these sorters, and these sorters are going to help us get everything to the right place. So we have a sorter there for that. Then we're also going to need potentially a sorter back here for something to jump over, right? So I've, actually here, let's measure this out a little bit. So say we want to run something through here, then we need to have something jump over here. So let's start, yeah, that's not far enough back. Let's start here. Then pull this down. Okay. And I just went the wrong direction because we actually want to go the other way. So let's start doing this the correct way. Over. Then back down. Cool. Okay. And then we'll just tuck in here. So we got one here. And then let us, I think we can do that okay. Let's see if we just messed everything up. I think this will be okay. Dang. Nope, we messed that up. Okay. We won't be able to do that either. Well, here, let's see, actually. Maybe if we set it up at the beginning. Then run out of here. Like that. Pull that out. Down. Boom. Okay. So now, we can also be running a line all along here where we do that, right? So we can have our third material here. And then we may have to go up one more and do the exact same thing, but I think that'll be okay. So let's do the same deal. Splitter goes up here. Actually, 1, 2, yeah, move the splitter a little bit closer. Click right there. Because this actually needs to go over both. Tuck in and down. Cool. Okay. There we go. So let's pull out one along here. Have this be the hydrogen. And pull out a tighter one here. Have this be the crystals. Boom. And this can go all along here. Okay. So now, theoretically, if we need these things, we can just pull off of that belt and we should be in a good position. Again, I don't think this is the best way to do this, but you know what? We are giving it a shot, seeing what happened, and doing a little experiment here. Okay. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Did we really make that mistake? Okay. Well, you know what? That's okay. Alright, so let's ensure that we have enough space, because we have to have not only enough space there, but enough space for our output line. Don't connect at the end. There we go. You know what? It's just going to be one of these experiment days, you know? We don't go into this with a strict plan. We're just going to wing it. Right there. There, actually, whoops, no, that was there. This was here. Okay. So, this connects in here. Out, over. Actually, oops.